Hi guys, and welcome to another video. And today we will be making a replacement for the Nimes, since we designed that in 1969. It's now 1985. It went into production in 1973, so that is 12 years old now. That is a bit too low. We did of course facelift it in the last video, but I think we'd still replace it, so I believe it was a sport. I sort of have an idea for body, but I'm not sure. So I'm not sure which we're gonna use. It's at least not gonna be a pickup truck. I'm not sure where it was, if it was up here somewhere, no. May be down here somewhere. I believe it was a mod, something I found. I think it's this one. I think it looks quite good. We could at least try using that, otherwise we'll change into something else. So we go with maybe partial aluminium and this monocoque steel, maybe galvanized steel. How much more expensive is that? It doesn't say, but it is a bit more expensive. We will go with that. So we'll go front longitudinal engine, double wishbone front, and double wishbone rear. I think that's probably good. So we're not gonna make a new engine, I believe. We could use this, maybe, or probably. But we could also have a bit of it. So we are sort of a luxury car manufacturer. We have way too much money, so let's use some of that. V10. That's a great idea. So I think maybe dual overhead cam or single overhead cam, one of them. We should also really make a straight 6. I think maybe we'll make both a straight 6 and a V12. That's just the V12 being just the double straight 6. But we could also do that with a V10. We get more prestige with an inline 6, so I think that's good. Then we can also make a V12. So I think we're going with about 88 bore, maybe, so just over 3 liters. And maybe put this down a little bit, maybe to 83, 82, yeah, pretty much 3 liters. Yes, it is pretty good. Or maybe, you know what, let's just go with 3.1 liters. That's gonna be a 6.2 liter V12 then. Or then, yeah, I can't speak. I think we're going with dual overhead cam, 4 valves per cylinder, and the aluminium head. I think that's probably how we're gonna do it. Maybe we could do dual overhead cam. Let's have a look how much more expensive it is. It has quite a lot more engineering time, quite a bit heavier, costs a lot more. You know what, let's just go with this, and maybe we change it later, but probably not. We will maybe add balancing mass later, and we're going with multi-point EFI, single configuration, and standard low intake manifold, cast low headers, a 2-way catalytic converter, and 2 baffled mufflers. Now we're not gonna use just this version in this car, so I will go ahead and fix it later, and a couple other ones. So we'll go with this one now, and fix this one. So 60° V12 I think is good. I'm not sure why I really want to keep the engine similar, as it probably has no effect in automation. But let's go with that. Force crank, cast, none. None, no aspiration, injection, multi-point EFI, single, compact, standard, low. We do twin. Let's go with cast low, dual, two whale, baffled. But this is a luxury car. But I'll let you guys hear it, just no, not very loud, but we're probably gonna make it drive to about 6,000 if we just can fix this like so. And now I let you guys hear it. Just gonna remove that. That sounds quite good. Just remove all of this, and that is quite loud, but I will raise the volume a bit so you guys can hear it. I'm sorry if that was way too loud, but let's go ahead and design the car, and we can do that later. So we are going with longitudinal rear wheel drive. Maybe we can do all wheel drive on another version. And the manual 5-speed, of course. I say the vicious LSD, radial tires with a sports compound. Let's do Ventadisc front and solid discs in the rear. We'll do a semi-clad under tray and a sport interior with a standard cassette, I believe. We will see how many seats we want later. So manual rack and pinion, no traction aids. Can put traction aids on another one. I think we'll go with standard 80 safety. Yep. So let's do air suspension. We'll try. And twin tube dampers. We could do that on another version. It is extremely expensive. That should be fine though, we can put it at a high price. And that's a very big engine. It's a very big engine. How much weight will be over the front axle? At least 57%. But I think this is quite good. The recording has been going on for way too long, so I will go ahead and start a time lapse, and I'll see you guys later. Or if you do not want to watch the time lapse, you can just skip to the time. I hopefully remember to put on screen. It's probably around here somewhere. But anyways, I'll see you guys later. So here we are in automation with the, I decided to call it the parkours, and this is the EFI Turbo LX. Although that should be DL for deluxe. But I quite like this car and I really like the color. It did take a while to design, and I'm still not entirely sure on it, though I believe it is at least good enough. Hopefully it will be driving better than it looks. I decided to go with the yellow headlights, as that it was still mandatory in France at this point. And I believe all models have the pop-up fog lights. So that looks quite nice. I'm not sure about the rear. I actually really don't like the rear. I don't like that it goes up like this, but I couldn't find anything else to do. So we'll see maybe what we do if we do a facelift on this car. But I'm quite happy with the interior. It's a bit weird back here, as they did not want a rear seat. They would rather just not have one. I did have a little bit of a storage area down here, but otherwise it's a pretty standard interior. I realize now that it has no armrest, so maybe that's also something that we will add in a facelift. But let's go ahead and look at specs. I believe this one has about 240 horsepower. It gets quite good fuel economy. This, of course, we did not go with the V12 on this, as that would take way too long of a time to get into production. So we will use the straight 6 instead. But I believe that's fine. This makes more than enough horsepower. So let's go ahead and get this car into production. So getting the parkours into production, we will aim for about 48 mounts, I believe, as usual. So I don't think we're gonna sell a huge lot of these. We're gonna bring down tooling a little bit. Let's do a bit fast funding, as we have way too much money at the moment, although we will lose some quite soon. So we'll go with a bit faster and then more learning. Can't we get 48? No, 48.1. Please. There we go, 48. That is good enough. So I believe that's also already signed off. And do put it into the Monte Carlos factory or the Bordeaux? I believe we do the Monte Carlos, as that will probably be going out of production pretty soon when we make a new version. So we're just gonna go ahead and select all these vehicles. And the factories are overworked. I definitely did not build a big enough factory for that engine. So let's see what we can do. We don't need anything of that. Let's put down worker quality a bit. And let's put up QA threshold. Let's also put down tooling quality and put down automation by a lot. That is not anything amazing, yet I think it will be good enough. We will of course expand the engine factory, and that is a lot of possible profits. Let's use the forecasting tool and see if we made a too expensive of car. So there we go, that is a lot better. $1 billion, dollars, pounds, whatever currency it is credits. That's a dollar sign, so I'm assuming that, or is it just the dollar signs in my eyes that I see? So we will go ahead to take out the loan for this. Total correct, we do not take loan out for this. And see if we go bankrupt. That will be fun. But let's go ahead and get this car into BeamNG Drive. So here we have the parkours on Utah. This is the standard EFI Turbo version, the one you saw in the time-lapse. So let's get it out on the road and see how it drives. Quite nice camera angle here. There we go. So let's maybe turn up. Oh, let's keep going. The brakes locks up quite a lot. And I believe since the rear locks up first, we should probably have a bit lower brake force on the rear and maybe a bit higher on the front. But we'll try. It's quite unstable on the braking and the rears lock up quite easily. So that's a mark down for the parkours. Let's try to put it into third or fifth, it's called. And let's keep going rest here. And then we can turn onto the other road when we are in the DL, or the Deluxe. Lost our bumper. It doesn't look too terrible without the bumpers I put on it. Maybe some would even say it looks better. I think I need a better camera for this. Drifting, drifting, drifting. We made it out semi-alive. Can't really hear it anyways. Let's just pop it into fifth and cruise for a bit at 200 kilometers an hour. We have to brake, maybe around here. Don't brake very hard so we don't crash. I say, and we crash either way. So let's turn over by the side of the road, just right after we have taken this left, and change into the Deluxe version. There we go. Beautifully parked. So here we have the Deluxe version, so let's test out its off-road capabilities. It is quite quiet. Although this wasn't anything terribly hard, it did quite well. Let's maybe use this camera for a bit. It's nothing amazing, but it will do the job. Not accidentally pop it into reverse. Utah has some really nice roads. I should really play on this map a bit more. I hate the road noise. Should have gotten a louder engine. Though maybe a loud. Oh, that was first. That was not good. Maybe engine noise isn't really what you want in this car. Let's go more than double the speed limit. As we turn there. I'm not sure why I'm even... Oh, rest in peace our bumper. I'm even indicating, as we aren't following any laws here. So let's change into the most sporty version. So here we are in the sportiest version. We can't hear anything of it. It is still quite quiet. What do we get? May that be flames almost? Although they are a bit too high. I'm not sure why I have made them with dual exhaust, as it is a straight 6. I must have thought it still had a V12, or I just did not change it, but let's get going. How can we even do a burnout? Yes, we can. That's enough power. Let's get going. I think we will be using the hood camera for this one. So I can drive, I say. And we have already crashed. So just pretend you did not see anything. And let's get going. And let's get going. So let's not crash on this bridge. Yes. It handles quite nicely. This car is just a little too fast for me to handle. Can't wait to put a V12 in it. Maybe we don't need a twin turbo V12. Maybe a turbo straight 6 is good enough. If you're wondering why I'm not talking, it's because I'm trying to handle 300 horsepower in this car. I wonder what the most powerful thing I've driven in Beam is. That's not a drag car. Of course those can have over 1000 horsepower. Let's cut the corner a little bit. Let's put it into the correct gear. Ooh, that's got a bit of oversteer. Even though I just said we got oversteer, it is actually quite drivable, this car. I say, as we flip over and don't tumble down a cliff. And we make it about half a meter before we crash again. My best friend, the reset button. And we almost crash immediately. But I feel like we've driven far enough. So let's turn over by the side of the road here. Maybe down onto this dirt path and end the video. So yeah guys, that will be it for today's episode, video, whatever you want to call it. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I certainly did making it. And I hope I'll see you next time. But until then, bye!